What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm going to share with you a quick tip for how to grow more quickly on social media, whether that's on Instagram, it's Twitter, it's LinkedIn. This probably isn't going to help you very much on YouTube, but on pretty much every other channel, this little tip that I'm going to share with you is going to pay massive dividends. And this goes out to you regardless of what size audience that you have. I have friends who have, nearing 1 million followers on between Twitter. Well, just on Twitter actually alone. Like I know a couple people who have some really, really big audiences on Twitter, but they still use this technique to continue growing. And so works on the big accounts, but it definitely works when you're first starting out. If you're having a hard time getting a lot of views or a lot of engagement on your own posts, the reason is you don't have very many followers. So when you make a post on Twitter or on LinkedIn or on Instagram, you put it out there and it gets 10 views and 1 like. It's really demoralizing and it's frustrating. And the truth is, in the beginning, it's so hard to get that flywheel going because nobody knows who you are. You're really just out there in the wilderness of obscurity. You're putting out content, and because nobody knows who you are, and maybe you're not even very good at making content yet, the algorithm's just not picking you up. And something changes as you start to grow your following. And it's almost like that phrase that you hear people say, that it takes money to make money. I don't believe that's true, but money can help for sure, because capital is one of the 4 levers of leverage, or one of the 4 types of leverage. So when it comes to social media, having a following is very helpful, because as you put content out, it gets this initial boost in the algorithm as your followers see it, they engage with it, and then the social media platform says, oh, maybe this is valuable. Let's promote this to other people. Okay. So what I'm going to share with you guys is one of the techniques that I use to grow on LinkedIn. I've been using this technique for the last couple of months. And in that time period, we went from 8,000 subscribers or 8,000 followers to just over 20,000. And this is also how we grew our Instagram account for Escape Climbing, which is the rock climbing hold manufacturing company. Back in 2017, we started with 0 subscribers on Instagram and grew to 8,000, which was a lot in that particular sub niche of the industry. So here it is. Because you don't have a following yet, to put out content to and get it to go viral or to get that initial boost, yes, you should be putting out your content there, but more importantly, you should be going out and engaging with other accounts, primarily big accounts that have the type of following that you're trying to attract. This is the big secret. Social media is all about being social. It's not just about putting out the content and then disappearing in the back door and not engaging with anybody. This is the mistake a lot of people make. They put out their content, they don't engage with anybody that leaves a comment, and then they're not actually out there engaging with other people's content. And that's a really big mistake. So what I want you to think, what I do is, let's say on Twitter, I create 3 lists. I create what I call my top tier list, my middle tier, and my lower tier. So top tier are the people who have massive followings, like 1 million subscribers, but they're in the niche that I do content in. So this could be like James Clear. It could be Seth Godin, right? People who have big name brand value. They've written New York Times bestselling books, and everybody knows who they are, right? I have that list of high-level people, and then right below that, more middle tier. So people who maybe have 100 to 500,000 subscribers, people who, again, are in my niche, people like Alex Hormozy, Sahil Bloom, and people that I consider just a step ahead of me in terms of having built a following on that platform. If we compare on YouTube or whatever, I'm a little bit bigger than some of these guys, but on Twitter in particular, or LinkedIn as an example, they're quite a bit further ahead of me by a lot. I think in the case of Sahil, he has 300,000 subscribers, whereas I got 20, so quite a bit further, right? And then the low tier are people who are right around where you are right now. So in my case on LinkedIn, that would be people who are right around 10 to 50,000 subscribers. For you, if you're just starting out, that could be from 0 to 10,000, right? So you got your list, and what I recommend doing is finding 10 creators in each one of those tiers. Find 10 top tier creators, 10 mid tier, and then 10 low tier, or what I call peer level creators. And then every day you just go and you engage on their content. Whatever they post for that day, go and leave a really thoughtful, engaging comment and put a lot of work into this. This isn't just putting out an emoji or a thumbs up or it's this is the greatest thing ever. Actually add something to the conversation, add some context or a story, give some value. The reason this is so valuable is for two reasons. One, they will probably see you commenting on their content if you do it enough times and over a consistent enough period. Now, if they have a team that's running their social media, they're not ever going to see it probably. That's okay. Don't worry about that for those top tier guys. Because the more important reason that you're doing this isn't just to get in front of those people and create a relationship with them. If you do, that's awesome. It's more so that you know that their content is getting tens or hundreds or millions of views, right? So there's a lot of eyeballs on their content. And then those people, what I do a lot of times, if there's great content, I go to the comments and see what people are saying, right? Just scroll through that. And so now you can ride off the what do they call it? Fly off the tail? No, ride the tail coats of the success of that post, because now there's hundreds of thousands of people potentially seeing your reply. And that's very advantageous, because if you think about when you put out a piece of content, you're competing against millions of other content creators. But when you leave a comment on somebody else's viral thread, even if that thing's gotten 5,000, 10,000 comments, well, that's still significantly less competition than what you're facing when you're just putting out content on your own with no following. And so what's going to happen then is, one, is that content creator might see your content and start to become aware of you. Maybe they check out your stuff. That's awesome. But two, their audience starts to become aware of you. And if you add value and you're in there consistently over time, then those people might be interested in coming over, checking you out. And that is how you grow. It's by being social. It's by going to your friend's party that he's throwing and then talking to people, right? And now his friends become your friends. It's the same exact principle. So this is a proven technique. It is a grind, though. I recommend you do it every single day. This is 30 people. This is 30 pieces of content that you have to go and leave a comment on. But if you do this, I guarantee that you will start getting traction. It will be very meaningful traction in a pretty short period of time. Likely much faster than if you were just putting out your own content on your own and then not deploying this tactic. So put this to good use. Get out there, start growing your brand, start growing your following, and go make an impact on the world. So appreciate you guys being here. As always, I'll catch you back around these parts tomorrow. But until then, stay hyper-focused, my friend.